You guys always want to call us P-files. I should use that word, right? And you talk about cleaning up your house. Yet, and we can get into child marriage if you want. I do not condone child marriage.
Good.
We can put things into context. I think anyone that marries anyone under the age of 18 should be executed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, and I'll say that public. Well,
statement.
I'm just saying, like, if I had a daughter, bro, and she was 14 and somebody wanted to marry her, I'd have a problem with that. I would probabably be in prison.
How do you make sense of Muhammad marrying Aisha and consummating the marriage and marrying
to that in 2 seconds. Just let me finish my point. When we're going to talk about cleaning up our houses, you guys shouldn't be worrying about the Muslims right now. Your Christians, by association, have up to 700,000 open cases of sexual abuse with children. First from the Catholic Church, now the Anglican Church in the UK. The head bishop had to resign. I don't agree with what's going on in the UK. If there are Muslim gangs that you cannot be a Muslim and a woman. The punishment is death. I don't think you can women and be a Christian. I think the punishment will be the same thing. We know from the Old Testament, the punishment for adultery is death. That's not even someone. So yeah, I will call them out. I hope the UK rounds up those grooming gangs, and I would love to see them executed publicly for harming children and women. And that is what our religion teaches us. But I don't hear the outcry as much. Not from you, I know you do, but from the Christian world. If we're going to talk about cleaning up our houses, let's start with the Catholic Church. Let's start with the Anglican Church. Let's start with the school teachers throughout our schools. We have a big problem right here in America. Let's worry about who I think we can see is it's happening a lot more on your side when it comes to touching children within the very institutions of different denominations of Christianity at the highest level. Clergy. Start there and then worry about the Muslims. Now, as far as the marriage of Aisha. Is it normal for someone to you think if an adult has sex with a 12-year-old, is that a crime?
Yes.
14-year-old?
Yes.
Then why did the father get the Virgin Mary pregnant at 12 to 14 years old? That's all I want. That's number one.
All right. No.
I got to finish my point. You made your point.
Right, and then I'm going to write that down because we got to answer that.
The Hadith are third-person narrations similar to the Testament we have. People heard this, people heard that. That's how those Testaments are compiled. They're not directly the book of God. The ancient pre-Islamic Arabs were one of the most ignorant people on the face of the planet before Islam. They used to bury their daughters alive. In their tradition, it was called the Age of Ignorance. If you, as a pre-Islamic Arab, had a daughter, before you had a son, you would go to the desert, dig a hole, and bury her alive.
Jeez.
Before Islam. Women were objects. They were treated like garbage. Now, her age. They did not keep accurate records. They did not celebrate birthdays. She would not have known her own age, her own self. And many scholars believe she might have been somewhere between 15 and 18 based on battles that she led, and she wrote a lot of the hadith herself. She was written and very well spoken. The Prophet Muhammad was married to his first wife. She was 20 years older than him. In many cultures throughout the world, including the Christian world, more than anybody, and we can Google all this, the age of marriage or the age of consummation was when a woman was biologically ready to have a child. That's not just in the Arab world. That is throughout the entire earth. Christian history, Asian history, African history, even to this day still have bar mitzvahs, age of 13, to show the world my son is of age. He is now a man. He is now ready to be courted and married. By today's standards, 13 years old, if somebody tried to marry my daughter, 13 years old, I would want them executed. That's the law of the Old Testament. Did God forget? I guess they forgot. Jesus came down and lived as a He kept kosher. He followed the commandments of the Old Testament, of which we're supposed to follow his example, right? We should emulate the king, right? He's Jesus Christ. He was circumcised. He followed all the commandments. In that world, 13 years old was normal. I'm not saying it is in today's world. Arranging marriages was the way of the world throughout the entire world. There's people where I come from that were engaged, whether Christian or Muslim, before they were even born. Islam is the first religion that said women cannot be forced. That still happens today. People still arrange marriages and force their daughters to marry people that they don't even want.